No way. I wish I knew that 5 years ago. I need to make a video about that. Play the transgender topic intro. Right then, Sharon, real life, I hope you're having a fabulous day. If not, why not? Today, I'm giving you 5 bits of advice, one for every year that I just missed my finger. One for every year that I've nearly been out for. Now, in 2017, I usually said patience and confidence were key factors, but there are other things. And without further ado, let me start off with body shape. Body shape. Now, when it comes to body shape, it's not just your curves, but it's also understanding your curves and being able to put on clothes which are right for your body. For me, it's baggy stuff, mostly because I'm extremely chubby. Could you tell? It's pretty feminine to wear something loose on top and then tight fitted trousers or whatever. Whereas it's quite a masculine thing to do to wear tight t-shirts and baggy trousers. Baggy trousers, baggy trousers. I'm pretty sure that's not how the song for Madness goes, but we'll just go with it. And when it comes to body shape, bubicles, the things, the bulges on top, you're probably going to want to wear clothes which make them a little bit more obvious. To be honest, I fell horribly at doing that. But you guess you just live and learn. And probably one of the most noticeable things to do with like body shape is Adam's apple. You may want to cover it up if it's a little bit too prominent.
But don't hate me, I understand that some women have them a little bit more clearer.
But if you want to pass, yeah, hide it if you can.
Hair.
Now it might sound pretty obvious that hair is pretty crucial when you're transitioning. A hairstyle can make or break the passability of yourself. But there are a few factors that you definitely need to take into precaution before going under some scissors. The main one is face shape. Face shape changes everything. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about face shapes because honestly, just do whatever you want to do, but there are some face shapes where hairstyles work better for those face shapes. For one, I can tell you that a straight across fringe for me, I'm never cutting my fringe off. Now, believe it or not, some trans women will find it difficult to find the right hairstyle naturally, and you might find, if you're in that situation, that putting your hair back, well, that might change everything. But for me, do I have to say anything? Like, this is not a good look. While we're on the topic of hair, I did want to talk about one big misconception, and I was one to fall victim to this. It takes a long time to get hair like this. I always get asked,
Hannah, how long did it take you to grow your hair like this?
There isn't one set answer. I've had many haircuts since I started to transition. But believe it or not, when biological females go to have like a haircut, they don't just cut it all the way off and for it to grow like overnight to like a perfect length. No. They grow it to a certain length and then cut a little bit off. And then they let it grow and then cut a little bit off. Believe it or not, some people believe that, but I'm sorry to break the news.
Compliment.
Now, compliments are a tricky thing. I do a lot of things where I meet new people and I get told,
Hey Hannah, your hair looks good.
And my response is usually something like, yeah, I didn't brush it today. Thank you. Hi. Learning to give and receive compliments, I might be a hypocrite, but it's something that will definitely help you appear more feminine. Growing up, while on Instagram, I saw a lot of people like,
oh my god, your hair is so amazing. Oh my god, marry me, your eyes, oh my god.
So not only am I bad at receiving compliments, I'm not very good at giving them back. I need to go out more. That's probably the end of it.
Self-pronouns.
Believe it or not, self-pronouns and naming yourself the pronouns that you want to be called isn't as easy as it may seem. You might be complaining about your parents struggling, but it's normal to struggle yourself. May you have a slightly awkward feeling when someone says, hey, what's your pronouns? Or finding it hard to say, hey, they are not my pronouns. But you might also struggle with reflecting in the past and also reflecting or thinking about the future. Personally, I struggle mostly with the past. I don't know, it's a struggle that I have.
Voice.
Now, if you are in your early stages of your transition, you may have heard about people changing their voices. But before we carry on, I'm going to sound like a hypocrite. Let me explain my situation. I've always been quite deeply against voice training because it's a lot of effort and a lot of stress, and I make videos on the internet, and doing that transition online, it's a no-go. But I do want to change my voice, but I'm going to do it surgically if I'm going to do it. However, I will attempt voice training with professionals, but it's really not for me. I'm going to go down the surgery route. Believe it or not, the way that you hear your voice is different to how other people hear your voice. And I'm not saying that you're going to sound like,
Yeah, I'm here.
And to other people, you're going to sound a bit like,
Yeah,
But basically, the way that you hear it is slightly different to how other people hear it. I don't know if you've ever recorded yourself. I mean, I have, so I know this. But when you listen back, you might be like, ooh, I sound like that. I sound like Peppa Pig. What? Oink, oink. But recording yourself and then listening back to that is a good thing that you can do to practice your voice stuff. I personally use a live feedback microphone, but I know the majority of people don't really have one of those, so yeah. And by no means do you need to have some fancy camera or some fancy microphone. Everyone, well, mostly everyone these days, has a mobile phone. That's a good start. I think something that's missed quite a lot when it comes to voice training and voice stuff is accents. Believe it or not, an American accent is actually more lower than a British accent. And I don't want to insult anyone with accents, but when you listen to the American accent saying the word computer, and then the British version, computer, in America you have that sound, whereas in Britain you have the sound. I'm not really good at accents. I mean, some of my family's Irish, some of it's Welsh. I might as well just be, I don't know, American myself at this point. That was a joke. Whoosh. But thank you so much for watching, and remember as always to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. But before I say goodbye, Ducky's back. Type down hashtag Team Ducky if you're watching up to this point. I know it's cringy, but Ducky hasn't been in my videos for so long. And on that note, goodbye. Goodbye.